Hey everyone, Cody from Mac Telecom Networks. In this video, we're going to be trying out a new wireless camera by Reolink. I want to thank Reolink for sending this to me. They also sent me a solar panel with it. The camera that we're going to be taking a look at is the Argus 3. In saying that, all the views are my own, and we're going to see how well this camera actually works. I did have one of their solar panels before, and I didn't find that it worked too well. It actually died on me within a month. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell icon. If you'd like to hire me for network consulting, visit www.mactelecomnetworks.com. You'd find us on Instagram at Mac Telecom Networks, and we have a Discord server, which I'll put a link in the description below. As always, let's take a look at what comes in the box for the camera as well as the solar panel. First thing in the box is the Reolink camera. At the top of the camera, we have our status light indicator, and then we also have these spotlights. Below the status light, we have our lens, and around the lens, we have 6 infrared LEDs. Also built into the lens, we have a daylight sensor, we have a built-in mic, and then we have a PRI motion sensor. And on the back of the camera, we have a micro USB port, a speaker, and this is where we'll be mounting our bracket. On the bottom of the camera, we have our micro SD card, we have an on and off switch, and we have a reset button. Next piece is the mounting bracket. We would end up twisting this off and then mounting this wherever you're placing it. We're going to be putting it on brick. We get a micro USB cable, some screws and anchors, a loop strap, and a stand bracket if we want to put this on a desk. This is the Reolink solar panel and comes with 4 meters of a micro USB cable, and it also comes with the mounting bracket and screws and anchors. Now that we've seen what comes in the box, let's take a look of the specs on the Argus 3 Pro. So there's person and vehicle detection, we have color night vision, we could power it by the battery or a solar panel, and it connects to the 5 GHz or 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. This camera is a smart 2K 4 megapixel wireless camera. The battery within the camera is rechargeable, and we could either plug it into our wall or the solar panel will provide it with its battery. Note that the solar panel is sold separately from the Argus 3 Pro camera. The price for the Argus 3 Pro is $157.69 Canadian MSRP. The other piece of equipment that Reolink sent me was the Reolink solar panel, and this could connect to a bunch of different Reolink models, and we could see all the models under the design for. And it looks like you could get the solar panel in black or in white. They gave me the black version, which I'm perfectly fine with. The Reolink solar panel is $34.99 MSRP Canadian. Before we go and put this on my house, we're going to get it loaded into my Reolink app to make sure it's working. And then we'll bring it outside and get it mounted. So now before we go outside to mount the camera, we're going to get it put into our Reolink app. And as you can tell and probably hear, I have the camera plugged into the solar panel and the switch turned to the on position, and it's making a beeping noise. So what we need to do, we need to scan the QR code on the back of the camera to get it put into our Reolink app. So I'm going to click on the plus button in the top right corner, and then we're going to allow Reolink access to our camera. I'll press OK. And then we'll scan the back of the camera. Now it's asking us if Wi-Fi has been configured, and it hasn't been. So we'll say Wi-Fi not configured. Now it says, please make sure the camera is powered and turned on, which it is, and I'll press next. It says, please power on the camera and wait for the voice prompts. I heard a dinging sound, which I'm hearing right now, and we'll click that and press next. Now it's asking us for our Wi-Fi information for this camera. I have a full separate network for my cameras called Mac Telecom Camera. I'm going to enter in the password and then we'll press next. So it says to connect your camera to the Wi-Fi network, face it to your phone and let it scan the QR code on screen. We'll press scan now. I'll grab the camera and we'll scan the QR code. It said the connection has succeeded. I'll say I've heard a beep from the camera. Press next. Now it's saying connection to router succeeded. I have heard the voice prompt and we'll press next. We need to create a device password for this camera and press next. Now it's asking us to name our device. I'm just going to call it side of house. The third step is to select the scene. So do we have this camera indoor or outdoor? And for me, this is going to be an outdoor camera. It says, please note, batteries are not designed for 24/7 continuous recording. To reduce power consumption, the camera will only wake on motion events are triggered or when you access the camera via the client or the app. The camera detects events with the PRI motion sensor. Proper installation of the camera sensor helps reduce false alarms and saves battery power. Now it's telling us a few things that we should avoid. It should avoid pointing to frequently moving objects, point to strong light, close to strong signal interference, and point of heat source, as well as point to a mirror. and we'll press next. Now I'm going to save the QR code and we're going to press finish. We can now see the camera's been added into the app. I'm going to get it installed on the side of my house as well as the solar panel. Now I've mounted the camera in the solar panel to the side of the house. Let's look at some of the settings. Currently the camera looks like it has the night vision on. It's only 5:15 at night, but it is getting a little bit darker. I do have some footage from about an hour ago from me walking down the pathway, and we'll see how it looks during the day. So we can see all the branding on the camera, the Reolink, we could see the time, and then we could see in the bottom right hand corner that it says side of house. We have the pause button, which would pause the live feed, and then we have our speaker button where we could listen into the camera microphone. We also have this snapshot button, which would take a screenshot of the current picture. And then we have this right here, which would record what is happening on screen right now. Beside that, it shows high, that's high quality picture. We could choose to be fluent, and that would drop down the picture to low. The quality of the camera doesn't look too bad. I'll walk down the pathway when it gets a little bit darker out, when we'll see how clearly we could see my face. If we look at this bell icon, we could trigger an alarm. We could click it and then we could trigger an audio alarm, which will go off on the camera. I'm not going to trigger that right now, but that is something that you could do. And then beside it, we could turn on the light. And now with the light on, we could see that it's a full color view. So we'll test out how well we could see my face with the full color view on at night, as well as just the infrareds. Now at the top, we'll take a look at the settings wheel. Here it's going to show us the camera settings. So we have the side of the house. We'll have the model, which is the Reolink Argus 3 Pro. And we could see the local storage that's been used, which is 557 megabytes. I think I have a 64 gigabit SD card put in this camera. We could see the battery is at 57%, and hopefully that goes up over time as the solar panel will charge it. We could see the Wi-Fi network it's on, and then we could take a look at display. Under display, we could flip the image, we could set the quality, and under quality, we could see the clear resolution is 2560 by 1440 at 15 frames per second. And then fluent is 896 by 504 at 15 frames per second. We could look at anti-flicker, we could do day-night, we could do select a scene, and we could do the brightness of the camera. I'm just going to leave everything at auto and see how this works by default. We have our PRI motion sensor, which we could turn on and off. We could have camera recording turned on and off. And then we have our notifications. So we have push notifications, we have email, and we have siren. We could also share this camera with other people if they want to remote view it, as well as look at a time lapse. And then we could look at the advanced settings. Under advanced settings, we could change the device password, we could change the date and time, and we could turn on and off the recording of the audio. You need to check with your province or state to see if it's legal there. Infrared we have set to auto, and status light I'll leave on, same with the spotlight. Now at the bottom, if we want to look back at a clip, which we do have a clip of me walking back and forth, we could go down and click on the playback. You could select the playback date that you're looking for. I have a clip right here that is showing a smart person detection, so let's click on that. We can see me waving my hands at the camera. It does look a little pixelated, which I don't really like, but for the price point of this camera, it's not too bad, and I think I would be able to deal with it. Now we're going to wait until it's dark outside and see how this camera performs in the night. Now let's take a look at the night vision. The full color view comes on. Once you get closer to the camera, the light comes on and we'll see that. I do notice as I'm walking, there is some ghosting around my body and I can't visibly see what I look like. When the light comes on, I do get a better picture of who's coming up to the camera, but it is still a little bit pixelated. When I'm stopped right in front of the camera, you could clearly see who it is at the camera. So that's pretty good. I like that image quality. And as we walk backwards, it does start to pixelate a little bit more. So all in all, I think this camera is decent. I don't think it's the best camera out there. The pros for this camera, it's very easy to install. There's 2 screws that you put into your wall and then you have it mounted. And to get an angle, it's easy to move as it's on that ballpoint mount. It is a battery powered camera, but having the solar panel, if it works properly, would make it great. You would never have to recharge. Some negatives about this camera, the pixelation of the camera really bugs me, as well as that ghosting of the night vision. I also don't like the fact that it's Wi-Fi camera. I've never liked Wi-Fi cameras. They're very easy to knock offline. But other than that, the price point is pretty good if you need to have a camera where you can't get a cable too. In saying that, Reolink has given me a 5% discount code. I'll put the links in the description below if you want to purchase this camera, and that runs to the end of November 2021. If you have any questions about this camera, please leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.